So in here, I'm going to show you very briefly the main menu. You click on play, you do your credentials. So in here, I have multiple options. I have a single player mode that the teachers have asked me personally to add because they thought it was a good addition. And of course, I listened and I added. And then there's a creating a lobby. There's a creating private, which gives me a code. Here you can enter the code to quick join a certain lobby. Or you can create a public. I'm going to create a public lobby called Lenny. This is the lobby, and then if we go here and I click on play, enter the second account credentials, the accounts are pushed onto the cloud, so you need to be connected to enter. The whole project is working on relay, which is a bad thing apparently, but basically you need to basically I'm pushing it onto the netcode servers, and then basically I'm pushing it onto the netcode servers, and yeah, it checks like what's the most compatible or the best server that I can host on, which is server US by far, and then I can connect from different computers. So if we both click on ready, it will take me to the map called Word Battle, for example. It chooses it randomly. So in here, I skip to the lightning part. So if I click on the letter L, you can see that lightning starts to generate. So if I click on the wrong word, for example, you can see that the word deletes and I have to start over from the beginning. And if I click on this and I walk into the lightning, you can see that it deletes as well. And yeah, so this is basically what the effect is, and of course this works for both the players. You can see a little bit of well, I made a mistake. You can see a little bit of lag because of them jittering, because of the server lag, because it's so saturated, because it's a public server. So please try to put an eye out on that. So this is the first effect. So this is the second effect. It's lava. If I click on L, you can see that the lava the floor changes, and I have to jump over here. So here you can see that the digging, you know how it works, and you can see that it changes for the other player as well, so they're not digging the same thing. And yeah, so to give you a brief explanation on what's going on, you can see here that the sand I was digging is not actually here. It's not generated. I'm generating it using the voxel world algorithm, which is basically using margin cubes to create vertices inside the terrain and manipulating it. Let me walk you through. So you see here this voxel world shape. So what I'm doing basically is in here in the height map, I'm capturing this serializable object which has amplitude, offset, and an image, a bit image that you can just draw. And so this image has black and white, and it captures the white saturation in the image, and then it generates the shape of the terrain that I'm supposed to manipulate. And then the amplitude is how high it is, and the offset is how much it's jittery. So if I make this into a circle, it'll generate a circle. If I make this into a butterfly, I'll generate a butterfly. I'm happy with the cube for now, so that's what I went for. And then in the player prefab, you can see here that I have my main camera, which I have on each player prefab for each one that I spawn, and then I set the priority for if he's the owner or not. They have individual cameras. I have this terrain deformer script, which basically what it's doing is that it's using raycast to check where the camera is actually looking within a certain range, and then using that range, it is changing the value of the amplitude that I already set to take away from the voxel world, to take away from the terrain. And so I'm basically deleting vertices from the vertices that I already created, so it looks like I'm digging sand or like the terrain is deforming. We also have the simple garbage picking up here. I'm just picking up objects for clients and servers and making sure that they don't pick up the same object, and making sure that they follow them correctly, and making sure that only the client can only pick up one object at a time, that kind of stuff. And then I'm using this garbage can as the delivery point, so when you get it here, it deletes the network object, and then I'm adding it to the score. So this is my first minigame, briefly. So in the word battle, the objective of the game is that all the players get the same word, and then they compete on who writes it faster to get the point. When you get the words, there's multiple words like lightning, lava, sun, blah blah blah, and then for each word there's a special effect. So for example, if you get the word lightning, a lightning storm will strike the ground, and you will see like a small electrocution, and then boom, lightning strikes. And if you get hit by it, your word gets deleted and you get stunned for a little bit. So you have to be aware to write the word and dodge the effect that is given by the word. So here I'm spawning this as a network object because I want it to be synchronized amongst all players, the words. And then I am capturing it in a scriptable object called gameConfig. This gameConfig scriptable object, since I have multiple levels and each level have its own unique ability or unique mechanic, I made a scriptable object in the resources folder, and depending on the scene that I am on, I get the mechanics, or I get certain things like writing a word. I capture it when I am in the word battle. In here, if you go down to the sanding, like handling particle system effect and getting certain components like the voxel world, I'm doing it in the sanding. So in here in the word battle, what I'm doing is that I'm capturing the random word that I spawned, and then I am checking here, I'm checking the key collider, which is this keyboard right here. You can see that each key has its own collider and has a name. So when I get on the collider of the key and I click E, I'm capturing the name of the object, and then I am lowering it down, and then I'm checking if that is compatible with the order of the word that I am currently on in order of the letter. If yes, then I move on to the next letter, and for example, Li, if this is correct, it goes on to the next letter. If it's wrong, it resets the word. So the player has to be aware of that and click on the correct letter each time, and can't mess up or can't get into the special effect zone like the lightning or the lava. He can get hit by those because it will delete the word as well. Whoever writes the word faster gets a point, and then the list refreshes, and the list moves on for all the players, and they have to write the next word, and the special effect changes. So this is briefly the second game. So that was a very brief and small showcase to my game, my side of the game. Everything that you saw in this video was made by me. Both the mini games, the mechanics, the character control, the modeling of the character, the animations, everything. I even had different ideas to expand on the game. I just didn't have enough time. I could have easily made the environment, the assets. I could have took time to make it a lot cleaner, a lot better. I wanted to add more variety of characters, of avatars. I modeled this character as a girl. I wanted to add skins into the game. I just didn't have enough time because we were working 2 people on this project, only 2 people. When I came to complain, I got yelled at. My game was called simple, non-complex, nothing special about it. And yeah, overall it doesn't deserve a mark more than an 8. I don't want to get any of my classmates in trouble, so I'm not going to name names, but just for the sake of comparison. There's a certain classmate that did a pause menu. You click on escape and a pause menu pops up, and that's it. And he got a 10.5. And yeah, all my hard work was bashed and it was humiliated. I know that I deserve more than an 8. And it's not arrogance, it's just confidence. I've put in enough work to be competent enough to know the difference between what's decent and what's not. And I worked hard on this. I put in every single thing that the teachers asked me to put in or guided me towards. If you watched this far, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to review my game. And I am pleading you to do something about it. Out of consciousness, out of anything. You're my last hope, and I couldn't seek justice otherwise. And I'm sorry to throw this on you, but you be the judge of my efforts. Have a wonderful day.